Welcome to JB Trio Podcast, Season 4, Episode 4. I'm Lee McDonald Jr.
Chris, the awesome Woodmansey.
Mark, the ancient warrior merchant.
Loser.
All right. And so, Chris, what happened? You used to say highest average, first place, Woodmansey.
Well, okay, I can say the highest. I'm tied. Okay, you know what? I can say legally, I can say I'm tied for the highest average because I am.
Oh, so it's 209, and Ron's got 209. So we don't need to count the decimal point?
No. Yeah, we don't. No.
You got a good point, because
like
usually when you take an average, they don't count the decimal point. So maybe that is kind of true.
Yeah, see?
Even though Ron is at 209.81 and you're at 209.63.
Yeah, see? Not a big difference.
So you're tied for first.
Ron's going to shoot a 550 and I'm going to shoot like a 700. And boom, back in the game.
Ron did tell me it's officially over for you. And he wanted me to play this song in honor of defeating you for high average.
Oh, really?
Oh, no. Oh, yeah.
That's a good song. That's a good song.
So when he sees him this next Tuesday, that'll be like Ron's reminder music that he's the best.
I think you got to start with Chris, the Antonio Brown of the league, Woodmansey.
I thought it was Taco Bell.
Antonio Brown.
Yeah, Antonio Brown, the guy that everybody hates.
I'm like a Tom Brady.
Oh, the GOAT, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, I see that. Oh, yeah. So this is kind of a milestone episode for us. We started JB Trio Podcast February 22nd of 2022, and here we are 1 year later. Who'd have thought we'd have made it 1 year?
So it's a 1 year anniversary from the second episode or the first episode?
From the first.
That first episode, they thought it was a porn podcast.
So it doesn't count.
No, it don't count. The official one was the second.
That's how we had our
it was the first one.
listeners
It was the first one. It was the first one.
It's still
No,
our highest rated episode that we've ever done. Our very first
Yeah,
one. It's actually reached 70 listens now.
Well, because
Yeah.
like he said, he brought a whole different demographic to it. It's old people.
Yeah, well, look, like I said, a couple weeks ago was a snore fest, and the first episode was a snore fest.
And we hit another milestone as well between all the episodes. The Anchor app, which is what we use, keeps track of all of our total number of listens. And during that same week of our anniversary, we hit 1,000 listens. So we've had a 1 year anniversary. We hit a total 1,000 listens between all of our episodes combined. So yeah, we're hitting some milestones.
No thanks to Mark, though.
Yeah. No, and let our listeners know, man, it's hard work doing these podcasts.
Oh yeah, right.
Mark, all your listeners you brought into the podcast are wearing hearing aids.
So we got a lot to talk about what happened this past week. We'll get to the bowling part here in a minute, but so it's been how many tournaments? We've had 3 tournaments at Chris's house, which we've now officially termed the Meat Locker. It's Chris's third bi-weekly tournament he's had. So we've been playing poker over at his house. Strange thing. Mark, you may want to chime in on this. His dad won or split the first week with Christian. Chris ended up winning and splitting the pot with his dad the second week. And then Chris wins the third week. So between all 3 weeks, he invites all his friends over, and yet it's just them 2 that keep winning.
Suspicious.
And also they are control of the chips. They control
They're in control of the
chip
chips. That's why I said that Chris needed to be frisked every time he sat back at the table. Because I'm telling you, there was a bulge in his pants, and it wasn't from I think it was.
I was happy to see y'all.
Yeah. He went to the case with the chips in there at least 3 times during.
Hey, Double D did show up. I'm just saying.
Yeah, some friends that friends of Chris's that bowl with him Friday night. One of the ladies' names is Double D. You can do what you want with that. Brian, another friend of his, but we all had fun. Even Kat and Josh showed up. Mark, though, unfortunately, didn't have so hot a night. He sat at my table.
I did, though, because I'll
played
be honest
every
with you.
hand.
No, first of all, it was definitely a poker game in the meat locker, without a doubt. I think it was 30 degrees in there.
Yeah, it was probably, 50 to 60 degrees outside, something around there. But some reason in that garage, the AC felt like it was turned up. It was like 30 degrees. So we coined it the meat locker. So it's another one of Chris's tactics to try to trick people into losing, because he wins every week. And unfortunately, Mark, though, we had 15 people show up, and I hate to say it, but Mark was out first.
Yeah, but I can tell you that's exactly how I played it, because I was on a recon mission. I already read our table, so I know who bluffs and who does. And so then I go over to Chris's table and I watch them play a little bit. I know how people play now. So
how did I play?
Oh, man, when you play, I can't tell you because it would be giving away the hint, but I watched you and I know exactly how you play.
I thought Mark was going to say he loses so many hands, yet he still gets chips somehow. I don't know where they come from.
Well, besides that, but it was a reconnaissance mission, and I think it was very successful because it gave me the chance to sit at other tables and just observe.
I see how it is. So this was not your week to win. This was your trying to investigate.
Come back 2 weeks.
Come back reconnaissance week. I see
and look at it this way.
My reconnaissance week the first week.
Look at it this way. I lose more money getting in the brackets on Tuesday night than I lost that poker game.
Well, I would say that you've had your fair share of good weeks as well on the bracket nights.
It has been a long time since I've had a good bracket week.
Yeah, like 20 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a long time. At least I got the money to get in. I don't raid my kids' piggy bank.
Is this before the Alzheimer's kicked in or after?
Oh, God.
Hey, let's talk about who almost got the double Woodmansey last week.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's not me, though, because I didn't get it's not me because I didn't get the Woodmansey. So
man, you almost had a double.
He almost had the first double in one night. What was it, 170, 240, 170?
Yes.
Well, it would have been that way, but Peyton, he had 160, 278. I think he secured that spot for the night and stole the glory. But so that was how he bowled. So let's go over what happened with the league. We had one of those weeks where the bottom teams won and the top teams kind of lost. And so it started out Team 10 against Team 2.
2 marks and a spare versus Good Frame Gentlemen. Without Alina.
They had a good week, ended up winning 32 out of 48. So they've taken a beating these first 4 weeks, and now finally they could go get a win this night.
And they did that without Alina.
So Team 10 lost to Team 2. Team 2 finally got a good week. They're no longer in last. Then we got that good old Team 8. Who's that team? That's
I'd hit that better.
Team 8, good old Team 8 against Team 6 against Ricky and the 2 Micks.
Okay, one of the Micks, Michael Henderson, did not show up. So they had Larry Babineau bowl, and he shot pretty well. But Ron just happened to nip him 3 out of the 4. It was close. And Kyle came through. That was my prediction. I said I had a feeling Kyle was going to have a good week, snap out of a bad few weeks, and he did. He came out of it, and I think that really he was the difference maker in this match for us to get 28 out of 40 and be on the positive side. But it's tough when you bowl Larry Babineau.
Yeah, he's a good sub, and he bowls in the early shift. They stuck around, bowled the late shift. Kyle went out of town. Kyle knew he was going to have a good week because he's taking this next week off.
Yeah.
So something to think about during Beat Mark's picks. But, yeah, he took a week off next week, and he's out of town now having fun. So we wish him well on this trip, and we'll see him in 2 weeks. And then the next pair.
Titanic.
Oh, hey, the Titanic. Good old Team 5, Titanic. That was against Team 3, so that was...
I'd hit that harder.
We actually did pretty damn good.
No, you did. You guys kicked ass that night. You guys took out a team that, if I had to say how the night went, I mean, I wish we had Dwayne on as guest right now, because so if we'd have went live during that time when Dwayne had a few comments, I mean, me and Mark saw firsthand how pissed off
Yeah.
he was. He was mad at Christian mostly because Christian, if he was on either side of the head pin, he struck. And I guess it was mostly on the opposite side.
I caught Dwayne in the bathroom. He was trying to flush his bowling ball down the toilet.
He's a very good competitor. He doesn't really mind losing, but he doesn't like losing a certain way. And then that's the way that he lost. They lost 40 out of 48. They bowled not bad, although Dwayne had that horrible last game. But Chris, you guys reclaimed your name that night. You guys were basically the money shot again.
Mm-hmm. We took a big jump up. Now every position up ahead is pretty close.
So you sacrificed your high average so that your team could win.
That was the plan.
And this week you should come back down to earth. For certain.
So you guys were in last or towards last. Now you jumped up to seventh. So you jumped 4 spots. Just that one night. So that was a good night for you guys. The next pair, Team 9 against Team 1. That was me. So Team 1, we were in first place last week. And, of course, we haven't lost this half yet. So out of the 4 weeks, we've won all 4 weeks except this past Tuesday. So we took our first beating. And, of course, I predicted it was going to happen, but I didn't pick against my team last week. I probably should have, because Andrew showed up and made Bowler of the Week as a sub, which usually you can only do one way, and that was the way that he did it, which was subbing in, shooting a 750. He kicked our ass so bad. He had like the front 9 the first game, shot 278, and then he shot, I think, 230, 250. He just murdered us, and so we didn't have a chance. They took, looks like, well, we get lucked out on that last game because Peyton ended up winning the Woodmansey. He went 160, 278, and we won the last game. So we squeaked out 16 out of 48. But we got, I mean, so close to just losing everything.
You know, the good thing is Andrew did so well. He's coming back next week.
Oh, is he? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought Dave was off just the 1 week. But
No, but when they found out they were bowling the Titanic, Dave said he'd sit out.
Is that
David.
bowling the Titanic?
Yeah, David said he'd sit
I
out.
don't know. Chris's team was pretty on fire last week, and
Yeah. Is Dave coming back?
No, Andrew's going to be bowling.
Andrew's coming back. And I definitely know I'm picking if Andrew's bowling.
Yeah, you're picking my team, right?
Hell no. Not
What?
the way that Andrew kicked our ass. No. He took 6 months off of bowling. I said, so that's the trick. You got to take 6 months off. So maybe I need to do that.
Yeah. David decided he was going to sit another week knowing that they were bowling the Titanic.
Yeah, Andrew, he pretty much kicked ass. So, and Kiefer didn't bowl horrible. He bowled about average, and Patrick bowled a little above his average. Leland, though, bowled really good and swept Patrick, but there was no beating Andrew. He was a one-man wrecking crew that night.
God, Leland's bowling good, though, huh?
Yeah, he's been bowling good. He's finally adjusted to that new
God.
ball he's had since Christmas.
How many has he thrown a gutter ball in weeks?
Yeah, it's been weeks. He's been throwing 200s consistently.
Are you talking about
So
Leland?
he's on a
Yeah,
he's on
Leland's
a
been
tear.
killing
It's
it.
definitely not a good time to bowl us.
No, Leland's been bowling great. I see his name all over the bracket all the time.
Yeah, he's been cleaning up. He took $100 this last week. So he won King of the Hill, took some brackets. He's been
You
killing
know
it.
what, Mark, you seem
Sounds
very
like a
fond
lot
of
of-
Leland. How
Huh?
about we change our? You seem very fond of Leland. Let's change our bet. How about
No,
let's
it's
change
Uh-oh.
to say that I'll get the biggest average over Leland in general.
Oh, no,
No.
wait a minute.
It just sounds to me like it's a lot of creative bookkeeping on both the bracket side.
It's like how we did last year. We all bowled great, but our averages stay the same.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. It sounds like creative bracket keeping.
It's kind of like the same person that keeps winning the poker tournament and keep.
Yeah,
That's-
That was my first one. That was
God,
my first one.
I'm going to tell you, Chris, you had one of those cases with the chips in it attached to your hip.
No, I didn't.
He had
That
those
was my
pink
first
chips. It's
poker
like
game I
nobody else
won
had
in
pink
3
chips.
weeks. I had 3 poker nights, and that was my first one.
Oh, well, you made the final table in almost all of them, and same as
No, the first week I was the first one out.
every week has the Woodman as the last name.
God, how many locks do you have on your front door? I almost had to climb out the window to get out of your house. God, it's like Fort Knox in there. You got like Ford locks.
We like it very secure home.
Is somebody there to come out? Are you afraid somebody's going to come after you?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he's probably going from town to town playing poker.
I'm American.
And then he's got it in the meat locker.
Yeah.
The whole rest of the house is like comfy 60 degrees. We get in the meat
I
locker.
wanted to feel like Rocky Balboa.
It's like that scene in the Goodfellas movie where the guy's in the meat locker truck. He's sitting there frozen stiff.
Yeah.
All right, so the last pair was Team 4, which is the probably just like in the first half we had. I hit that was the hottest team in the first half. Team 4 Pocket Pounders is the hot team in the second half. They won again, beating Team 7, which was Neil. They took 30 out of 48, and Neil's team bowled good.
Yeah.
But Pocket Pounders has been on a crazy tear, and they didn't even have, like last week, we were all talking if George was on the team that they'd kill him. He
Yeah.
didn't even bowl. They had Marty, and Marty
Yeah.
bowled above his average every game. Caden and Logan, who've been on a tear, all beat up on Neil's team, which we all consider a top contender. I think Neil's, in third or fourth, and so Pocket Pounders got a hold of them, and they still beat them. And they're in second. My team is still in first. I don't know how, but unfortunately, my team is going to catch them next week. We're probably going to have our reign of first place stop here very quick. So we're in first at 153. Pocket Pounders is in second at 142. And we bowl them next week. I mean, I don't know what it is. Our team gets in first just like in the first half, and we don't hold it for maybe 1 or 2 weeks.
I know George wasn't there last week, so I was just kind of wondering if it was just a case that George was out of town and bowled, but I see Marty's on their roster.
Yeah, Marty should be the normal sub, the normal fourth man on their team. So if Marty shows up, he's usually – I just think he couldn't bowl last week because his son was in town. His son is a Marine stationed in, I think, Korea, but he was still in town for the winter. But now I think he got deployed again. So I think Marty will be more of a regular now, I think. I'm not sure. But, yeah, so we'll be bowling them. Seventh and third place is Neil's team. They still are clinging to third at 131, even though they lost. With your team, Mark, I'd hit that better at 131, tied for third.
Oh, nice.
You guys are going to end up bowling Team 10, which 2 marks and a spare was on the top. Now they're kind of in the middle after taking that loss. So you guys will be bowling – or no, I'm sorry, Neil's team will be bowling them. You guys will be bowling the original. I'd hit that harder. So you're going to feel the wrath of Dwayne.
Well, I wonder if Dwayne will show up
after that. He should. I mean, he bowled 700 2 weeks ago. He's probably on one of those every other week type thing. He'll probably be back and shoot 700 again. And then, so that's you guys. And then Boyer's boys who won, they're going to face Chris's team. That'll be another good match.
It'll be a great match.
with Andrew. Andrew Pride.
Andrew is going to bowl Andrew, but Chris is going to be Chris.
Oh, yeah. We'll see if Chris can be the high average that he is. I don't know who I'm picking, but we'll see what happens.
That high average, Chris, that's sailed already on you. That's gone.
You don't know that.
And so Boyer's boys at 130, only a point behind you guys, Mark, you and Neil's team. The 2 marks and the spare, which is the new Team 10 with Jerry and the 2 marks, they're at 112. The Titanic, our good friend Titanic, is at 108. They're in 7th, so they're out of the bottom finally.
Yep.
And 2 Mix and a Ricky is Team 6. They're at 99. Good Frame Gentlemen's out of the cellar. They're at 97, and I'd hit that harder at 97. But they've been there before. They've climbed out. So it's going to be interesting these next couple weeks.
Oh, no, they're out. They're done.
Yeah. All right. So one last information that happened at the poker tournament was my wife joined us for the poker tournament as well as my 2 sons. My wife wanted to turn in early. I was going to stick around. Me and Leland were going to stick around. So my wife and Peyton went home early, and they got in a car wreck on the way home. Turns out it was a hit and run. The other guy hit him and ran. It was his fault, and he knew it was his fault, so he decided to run instead of stick around. Fortunately, everybody's okay, and unfortunately, our car looks like it may have been totaled. We hope to hear some more information soon on it, and we'll keep you posted.
Yeah, sad thing.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, guys. But yeah, they're okay now. I always tell them it could have been way worse, and I'm happy that it wasn't way worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. If anybody's got some extra painkillers out there, just send them out.
Yeah, Mark is getting old.
But
Yeah, I might try some muscle relaxers next week. They say that goes well with alcohol.
It does. It makes you feel kind of loopy.
Also, I talked to you, Mark, about, I guess, a possible new league that's going to be forming soon on Sunday. I guess the guy that owns Legends Bar is thinking of starting a league.
Yeah, actually, they had their first week this past Sunday.
Oh, you're kidding. So they actually started it. Okay.
Yeah, they did. They started it this past Sunday was the first week.
And you joined it?
Yeah, I mean, I was in it last year when they had it during the summer.
Oh, so this is not brand new. This is just something
now, they had it last summer, and they started it maybe in June or July, and they ran it for maybe 10 weeks. And this one, they started rather early. I don't know how long this is going to run, but it's a fun group of people.
Cool.
Obviously, a lot of drinkers.
Yeah.
But it's a fun time.
So it's already started. How many teams?
God, I think there were like 16. And
wow.
we had last summer, we might have had 12. So they might have picked up 4. And it's a 4-person team.
And was the owner of Legends, is his name Eric?
Yeah, it's Eric. And I think he filled in a couple of times in our trio league during the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of his buddies was in the league.
JB Trio podcast. What's up?
Oh, okay. I was wondering. I thought my phone was muted.
No.
Oh, shit.
No,
we don't ever pretend your phone is muted, Chris.
Sorry. I thought it was.
Yeah, no, we muted that on purpose.
Oh, okay.
Damn it, Mark. You were supposed to tell him.
Dang it.
Oh, we had a guy last summer. His name was Eric Linton. So I think that's who it is.
Okay. I think, yes, I know who that is.
That's who it is. I think that's him. Yeah, I knew it was an L for his last name. Yeah, look at it. And it's just a fun league. No different than, Chris, what you bowl on Friday nights.
Oh, my God. I hate that league.
Your Friday night league.
Hey, that's the Hoods. That's Don Hood and Kim Hood's league.
Yeah, no great people, but it's just purely a fun league. I only do it for Camilla.
But she bowls with you sometimes on Tuesday nights.
Yeah, but I like Tuesdays. It's competitive. It's more money.
That's your league. That's your league. You dominate that league.
That league, and you don't even have high average in that league?
No. Oh, I think I don't because I adapt to my bowlers around me.
What's your average in that league?
200 even.
Oh, so you're almost 210 here and 10 pins higher?
Yeah.
Jeez.
I know, second.
Yeah, Holden barely clinging on the tying for first place, high average.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to look at what your average was after 5 weeks in JV Trios this winter here and what it is now. It's probably dropped considerably, hasn't it?
Hey, you know what? How about we can compare my average to your average?
Oh. You know what, though? My average when we started 5 weeks ago to what it is now, it's probably gone up. Yours has gone down.
But it's still in the 200s. Mine's still in the 200s.
It's trending in the right way, not like down.
That's right. Not like that Team Titanic trending down.
Well, I'll tell you what is trending up is Mark's picks. Why don't we delve into beat Mark's picks?
Oh, yeah, that is definitely delving up. Let's get it on with another episode of Beat Mark's Picks. With a great run of 5-0 last week.
What?
He just dominated the field. 5-0 this guy.
I don't know if we've ever had a perfect week.
This guy knows how to pick them.
Perfect week.
5-0.
What we call you, the
18
handicapper.
Yeah, 18-5 for the season.
Jeez, 18
70
and 5.
78%.
They don't even pay people in Vegas for that kind of a
I
record.
know. 78 winning percentage. That is damn good.
That's free. That's almost 80%. That is nuts.
Yeah, but what's even worse, more nuts, is that Chris has finally surpassed Lee for second place.
Oh, well, that's
Chris-
nothing.
Chris went 3-2 last week.
That's not even a milestone. That's barely a Woodmansey.
Yes, sir.
3-2 overall, 10-13 for 43% winning percentage. And Lee, you're a game back, 9 wins, 14 losses, going 1-4 last week.
Jesus.
1-4.
That's it. I got to get serious now.
Yeah, 39%.
I'm overthinking
Wait,
it, I
you
think.
weren't serious already?
Yeah,
I'm overthinking
really.
it, I think. I'm just going to go with my gut now.
Winning percentage, 39%.
Oh, at least it wasn't that one JB Trio summer where we had Chris picking at 33%.
What the,
First
I
year.
think, 39%. I think that's where your team finished. Winning percentage first half.
Easy.
I think it was 39%.
You talking
Changed
about
my
where
team name.
Yeah, the last place. Yeah, we sucked.
And
We're probably going to wind up there too again this half.
yeah, in our
Yeah.
guest total still holds at 3-2. That's a 60% winning percentage. We got to get some guests on here. If we invite Camilla, we know that will go down from a
Because she's
So-
got Chris recommending picks to her.
yeah. So we know that will drop.
Yeah.
But let's get right to this week. The
Yes,
first
sir.
match, the Titanic Team 5
Oh, yeah.
facing the Boyer boys.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to be sweet. And it's Andrew
Yeah.
Bowling, too.
No, I will go first. I'm gonna go first.
No, to be honest with you, I just threw that out there. I don't know if Andrew's bowling, but I am going to.
no.
Yeah, but I am going to text David, and I am going to offer some money to have Andrew bowl.
Well, see, I didn't know that. So I will go first. I'll start off.
The spread in this one with David
Yeah.
is
And take your
17.
time if you don't have it.
Yeah, no, I got it. 17 pins. Boyer boys are getting 17 pins.
Oh, and they're getting, holy crap.
I'm going for Boyers Boys.
No. What the?
Only because I didn't go for my team last week, and we freaking did great. So I'm going to keep this little trend on. If I vote against my team, we do good.
Well, I'm actually going to pick the Boyers boys as well because they're a tough team. I know firsthand from bowling them last week, and I think Keeper's going to step it up if he knows that he doesn't have Andrew to lean on. I think he's going to step it up and have a bounce back week. So I'm going Boyers boys this week.
Well, I hate going the same way you guys go because you guys are under 45% winning percentage.
Are you voting for me? Are you voting for me?
No, wait a second here. I know that the high average ship has sailed on you, Chris. So
It
yeah,
hasn't. Okay.
that high average is definitely, that ship has sailed.
It
So
hasn't.
I am going with the Boyer boys as well.
Oh, sweet. But
Now, I hope my team crushes it and we win.
no, wait a minute. You didn't even pick your team, so you can't really be all in
I know,
on
but
that.
we still get first, so
You can only do that if you pick your team. If you talk the talk and walk the walk.
but we still get first.
Oh, okay. Yeah, whatever. So the next pairs involving my team, we're going against who I've deemed earlier. The new I'd hit that is the Pocket Pounders, the best team in the league right now. Even though Rick's still out and probably will be out the rest of the season, it's going to be Marty and Logan and Caden, the hottest team right now, right on our heels. God, I hate to pick against my team, but I can't pick my team knowing who are up against. It's the hottest team. I'm going to pick the Pocket Pounders.
Wow.
Wow.
All right. Oh, I don't even know what the spread is. What was the spread on that?
The spread is, you're given 46.
Oh, even more reinforcement than I'm going with the Pocket Pounders.
I have to agree. I think Lee's team's going to crap their britches this week. And I have to say,
What?
I am
That
going
sounds
to.
real. That
I am
sounds like
going
me
to.
making it real life.
Yeah, I am going to take Pocket Pounders.
Yep, I'm taking Pocket Pounders.
Wow, a clean sweep. So much for the podcast hosts picking their own teams.
Right?
This
And
actually means I can go 0-2 already.
could be you're
the
picking
same,
with.
Yeah, picking the same as you guys.
See, you can't beat them, join them. So the next pair, Team 2, which is Good Frame Gentlemen, all of a sudden on a winning streak. Against the Ricky and the two mix. So Ricky's team, they're kind of up in the air. You never know. It's like we said before about this team several episodes ago. They either win 40 or lose 40. So it's never in the middle. What's the spread?
Yeah, here's the deal. This is really tough because, Henderson has been out last couple weeks, and I guess he had some eye surgery. Is that what it was?
Yeah, he's not. He said he's due to come back. But
Yeah.
Again, it could be not. We don't know.
And, well, this worries me, too, because even after eye surgery, obviously affects.
Very true.
He might not still be 100%.
Very true.
And we're looking at 83 pins difference
That they're getting?
here, that they're getting
Wow.
from Good Frame Gentlemen. Good Frame Gentlemen won last week without Alina. They went a bowler short. I don't even think they had a replacement for her. So,
Wow.
God, it's just, if you ask me, I have to go with Good Frame Gentlemen here, only because even if Mike comes back, Mike Henderson, he still might be a little shaky, especially after eye surgery.
A very good point. Ensline's been holding that team up. Ricky's been kind of sporadic, but Ensline's been pretty solid. But yeah, just based on that info, Mark, that's good info. I think I'm going to go with you. Not to curse your picks.
Yeah, great.
But I'm going to follow your footsteps, gentlemen.
Yeah, I'm also going to pick Good Frame Gentlemen.
Oh,
Because
that's
of
a clean sweep.
Yeah,
Mark is not
shit.
looking good.
I was already going to pick him.
Oh, Mark, you're in trouble.
Yeah, imagine if we all went 0-5 this week.
Oh my God, it might be worth it though, just to say Mark went 0-5.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Now this next one, I think we're going to have mixed picks though, because it's the Brady bunch, who's had some good weeks, but here lately has not been winning, against Team 10, 2 marks and a spare, who has had also not so much luck here lately. They lost 2 weeks in a row, so it could be mixed.
Yeah, I'm going to go Neil on this one.
Are you really? What's the spread, Mark?
Okay, this here is definitely going to be a 4-on-3. It's 129 pins.
Oh man, so this is Mark's 4-on-3 pick.
Yeah, that is a whole bowler. I'm going to take, myself, I'm going to take the Brady bunch here. I think
Oh no.
Yeah, and it's only
that's
because
what I was going to pick.
Oh, no.
Another clean sweep.
Oh my God, that's 4 out of 4. So I'm picking Neil's team just based on the fact that Jared and Gilbert haven't really been like in the mix of things lately. They've been kind of quiet. And so I think they're due. I think Neil's due. Neil's been kind of quiet. I think they're due for one of those 2,200 weeks. So I'm going to go ahead and pick them. Now, of course, Mark Gates and Mark Millar are no slouches. They definitely bowl above their average many of those weeks. And Jerry's been bowling great. He even made Bowler of the Week again for the ladies, which is like 3 weeks in a row. So, yeah, it could go either way. I'm going to pick Team 7. I'm going to go with the Brady bunch. And then finally, we've got Mark's team. We've got good old I'd Hit That Better against I'd Hit That Harder, the original I'd Hit That.
Yeah.
Dwayne, Trent, and Richard. So, Mark, give us all the gory details on this one.
All right. It's against the wall because we'll be down on 31 and 32. And Kyle will be missing. So the fill-in for Kyle is going to be Larry Babineau.
Oh, man. What a team.
Yeah. And we normally go with George, but he happened to not be there last week for us to sew him up to bowl as a sub. So being that Larry was right there and bowled against Ricky and the 2 mix, and he bowled for that team, we recruited him for this week. So he'll be bowling. So for the first time, Ron's going to be in the second slot. Well, I shouldn't say for the first time. I think the first 3 or 4 weeks of this season, Ron was in the second slot. So he will be bowling 2, and I'll be bowling 1.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a team there. That kind of
Yeah.
reminds me of that team when you had Tim Champagne on your team a few years ago. It was you and Tim and Ron. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
it was.
we're looking at 84 pins here. That's a lot of pins still.
Oh, man, that's almost 4.
Yeah, that's a lot of pins. But, God, Larry and Ron were battling it out last week, and they both had, 660s or pretty close to that. And
Now, you are
God,
going against Dwayne's team. Dwayne,
yeah.
they don't lose back-to-back weeks very often. I know they've had a rough
No.
go at it this half. I mean, it's going to be tough. And
You
that's
know,
a
and
lot of pins.
here's the deal, though. Every time we bowl that team, it's not so much Dwayne that kills me. It's Rich. He just, hits it. You know what I mean?
He
But
does.
he's
on
going
the
to be
pills.
Yeah, but he's going to be up against Ron. I'm going to be facing Trent, and Larry's going to be against
Emotional
Dwayne. So,
damage bowler.
yeah, so I don't know. I think it's really going to come down to how many pins I can make up against Trent. You know what I mean? In that first slot, really. And then how much Ron can maybe pick up off Rich. So I got to go with our team, but it's going to be a battle, no doubt about it. I mean,
Oh,
84.
damn. I didn't even see Larry Babineau. He's at
Yeah.
17, but that's only off of 4 weeks of bowling. But still,
Yeah,
man,
it's
that's a
80.
high average to keep up, though.
Yeah, it's 84 pins. I'm going to tell you, he got tapped quite a bit last week. Some solid 10 pins and a couple solid 8 pins. We were kind of fortunate. Ron took 3 out of 4. I mean, Ron was solid himself, but Babineau got tapped quite a bit.
You guys would be at a 600 average as a team.
I could just say 84 pins is a lot of pins, and Dwayne won't be screaming like he was bowling Chris's team last week. Lousy shots to strikes.
Man, I wish
gonna
we
be
would have went live.
That was all Christian.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, I wish we wouldn't have went live there. That'd have been sweet.
Yeah, you're not going to see any of that crap. So it's going to be tough, but I think we might edge them out. So I got to go with our team.
Oh, man, this is a tough one. My goodness. Chris, do you want to go or do you want me to go?
I'll go.
Okay.
I'm going. I hit that better.
Oh, you're going picking Mark's team. Okay. Well, man. So I've got to pick.
You can either
if I
make
pick
this
Mark's team.
It'll be 5 straight.
It would be a perfect unanimous.
Do it.
Man.
So, and Lee, if you do it, I can guarantee you we're either all going to go 5-0 or 0-5.
Oh, but we got to gain some ground. I mean, we got to be able to say, I got to get close to Mark. We can't give you a free week.
Yeah.
This is basically giving you a free week.
You still got how many weeks left? 12?
Well, we got
12.
37 weeks that count, and we're at week 25. So 12 more. Man, as much as I want to pick Dwayne's team, I like the fact that we can make history. So I am going to go ahead and pick Mark's team to win. So it'll be a 5-0 unanimous. So all of us are picking the same. I'm picking Mark's team to win.
That means the record will be even next week.
So we will not gain a single point on Mark.
No,
on either one. So
I'm going to come back to regret it. You wait, Chris. This is going to come back to regret it. We're going to pull close to Mark all of a sudden, and then we'll say, you know what? That 1 week that we gave Mark, easy ride. This is an extra week. So he said we have 12 weeks left, and we gave him a week.
I got to tell you, though, it is the first time in history we're all going to tie for first place.
Yeah, that's true, too. I didn't think about it like that.
Yeah. This has never happened.
No, we all were going for the same teams.
It's kind of one of those weeks where, kind of like in football, everybody picks the same picks. I think it's just one of those weeks. So maybe the weeks will get more interesting.
Or maybe we can, as a tiebreaker amongst ourselves, whoever's got the high series with their handicap gets the nod.
I think that would be in favor of Mark's team. 600 already.
No, not that. We'll say to break this tie, because obviously it's going to be tied, but whatever your series is, your personal series with your handicap,
Oh, individual. Oh,
Individual.
that's
Us three's individuals series with handicap to break this tie for the week.
so if we had to count the amount of weeks that we win, let's see.
Well, we'll give you as another prediction, but as sixth, let's say we all went 5-0 or 3-2. We'll give whoever ends up with the high series with their handicap individual will get an extra win, and the other two will get an extra loss.
What do you think, Chris?
That'd be perfect.
You're only saying that because you got the highest average out of all three of us.
Yep.
Yeah, but with handicap. So,
All right,
Which-
I'm game.
what's your handicap, Lee? It's
It's the same as yours.
21.
Yeah, so you and me getting 21 and whatever Chris is getting.
He's getting
All right, I think that's fair then.
and I'm actually getting 20. So
Okay, so you got a pin.
you get a pin
I got
on
a
me.
pin on you.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I'll take the
Okay, that'll break the tie.
pin. Okay, so bowlers of the week. So what did we bowl? Week 24? Yeah, that was 24. Obviously, Andrew Pride just come in and just smoked us, and he happened to bowl my team while doing it. So he shot 755, 134 pins over his average. Honorable mention, though, goes to Marty Zarate, who also is kind of a sub, although he's subbed a little bit more weeks than Andrew has. Bowled 119 pins over his average. So good job, Marty. He had a good week there, 119.
Damn.
I would normally take bowler of the week by itself, but against 755, that's hard to beat.
Nope. And that was against the wall, too, wasn't it? I think
Yeah,
it was 30
it was.
30. Yeah. Good job.
Sure was. So that's another reason why pocket pounded there. Ladies bowler of the week, Jerry Boudreaux, excuse me.
Yeah, Babinoff.
Yeah, exactly. Larry,
You know something we don't know?
She made bowler of the week for the ladies 3rd week in a row. Good job to Jerry. Welcome back. And then Woodman Z of the week goes to my son Peyton, who bailed Chris out for the double Woodman Z night, which would have been a great night because he'd have tied Mark, but it didn't happen. Peyton stole it. He had 160 game to a 278, 118 pins. So we took his own picture.
What a great night.
Is that why I saw you hugging and kissing him in the meat locker?
I did. Hell yeah, dude. I was all over him. I was all over him. I'm like, man, whatever you want.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah,
saved him.
right.
Yeah, he might have given him a few extra chips, too.
Yep, I did. I gave him
That's what it was.
I gave him extra 1,000.
I saw that. I knew it. That I stole from him. He sat at my table. I almost knocked him out, but he got knocked out by, I think, Josh or Gary. We had Gary, Josh, Mark at my table.
And I got to tell you, Gary should have finished you, Lee. He gave you the ultimate break. When you were Gary had a flush, and he bailed on
I had
you.
only pocket tens.
And it was crazy. How do you go out with a flush? And you were down to your last few chips.
I overbet him. I overbet.
He let you have it. It was crazy.
I was on a roll that night. I probably had a good 10 pots that I won, and including one pot that was against Chris's dad.
That pot there would have finished it, though. All he had to do is match her all in.
Yep.
You would have been sitting there with me.
He was the chip leader at the table, but we were pretty close neck and neck, and he had me on chips. And if he'd have called me, he'd have won, and I'd have been busted.
Who doesn't call with a flush?
I have no idea. He said he thought I had a higher flush, but all I had was pocket tens. I said, I know the only way I can win if I overbet and go all in and scare him, and it worked. I couldn't believe it worked.
Oh, my God.
So got lucky. So if anybody that's bowling JV Trios wants to play poker, Chris is hosting a poker part every Saturday, every other week. A lot of us JV Trio bowlers are playing in it. Some of his Friday buddies are playing in it. We'd love for anybody to join. Just hit up Chris, hit up me. My number's on our podcast website and our standing sheet, and we will definitely love to have you. I think George was the one that we may have missed. We tried to invite him, but he was a no-show Tuesday, so hopefully we'll see him soon. But, of course, you got to be ready, though, when you show up for one of these poker tournaments. Chris is in charge of the chips, and he just happened to be involved in the final table all 3 tournaments. So
yeah, and we're willing to pay somebody all the drinks they want to man the bank.
Yes, I don't win all the time. That's my first time winning. and I get out. But luckily for Lee's wife, she gave me all her chips, basically.
Exactly. I buy her back in after she gets busted, and she says, "Oh, I'm done playing," and she goes all in on like a pear and then hands it to Chris. Flushed it down the toilet.
Yes, it was a good night. Hey, I mean, it was $400. Other than I took y'all out, so I won $360.
There you go. And then we had Jet's Pizza. That's another good thing.
Oh, dude, it was delicious.
Oh, wait a minute. So I learned something. You guys, you missed Valentine's night. We were trying to get it out of you. Where you took Camilla? You didn't take her to Jets, did you?
I didn't take her to Jets. I bought Jets.
Oh, you're kidding! You
I bought
skipped
Jets,
bowling on Valentine's night.
Yeah, I bought
And
her
just got Jets?
the 4. It's like I bought her a small Jets pizza. She was craving that chicken barbecue, and I went there, and they're expensive. So I bought the 4 slices one, the 4 slices one, just for her.
So you skipped bowling for Jets Pizza?
Oh my God!
And to be with my wife, okay, just get that clear. And be with my wife.
We were talking about 4-star restaurant with reservations.
Yeah.
You took her on the night out of the town. You took her to Jets and skipped bowling.
It was a good night. Thank you guys.
Oh, I see how it is. The after part.
yeah. That's a good night.
Just that Chris's high averages ship has sailed.
No, it's not gone. It's still there.
It has sailed.
It's still there. Mark, it's very close. Me and Ron has the same average, right? We have basically the same average. How about this? I bet you that next podcast, I will be holding high average.
Well, how much you want to put on that?
Let's do a fat 20.
All right, you're on.
All right. I promise you, I'll be holding it.
Tune in for episode 5.
No, wait.
We'll tell you all the gory details.
Yeah, did they tell you the lights are going to be on?
Yeah, that's fine. I don't foul. How many times I have to be telling you all that? I do not foul.
I think Dwayne caught you on camera the other day.
Last week it was ridiculous. Right next to us.
He was curling the toes.
I got to say, those bowling shoes you have, the toes are curled up.
Yeah, they are. They're called my elf shoes.
He's got a groove in the shoes now. They just automatically curl now.
Yeah, before bowling, I see him pull the shoes out and he curls the toes.
They're called my elf shoes.
They are. They're like elk shoes.
Yeah.
Elf shoes. Elf.
Like the old Iron Sheik shoes where they had the point at the end.
Very expensive shoes. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Titanics are moving up. My average is going up. I'm going back in first place. We're going back to the money shot. So please follow me. Follow my story on the podcast. Follow my team. Take first. Thank you so much for following me in my journey to first place to shove it in Mark's ass. See y'all next time.
Oh.
I'll act like Dwayne after he lost to my team.
You'll be like Dwayne after losing to Chris and Christian.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I'll be
Take it easy.
See you later.
Later.